Oh, hasn't it been a very interesting week again? Looks like Alice in Wonderland grabbed a bunch of you guys by the hair and dragged you down that white rabbit hole. Don't worry, it gets worse. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Oh, man. Remember to go check out Patreon and the website. Preferably Patreon, because that's where the audiobooks are for Bombards' Tall Tales. Take an escape from reality. Go listen to me read you a story. I got Alice, Brothers Grimm, Sense and Sensibility, soon to be Sun Tzu. Oh yeah, that's The Art of War. Yeah, we read in all kinds of stuff. So BB comes to the US again. I'm sure he brought his laundry again. I'm sorry, is it too soon to sit there and really point it out? And we're only going to focus on one character at this table, Hegseth. Now, the primary thing I want to keep in your head is Hegseth is a soldier. He has the mentality of a soldier. His mannerisms are of a combat soldier. He's predatory in his nature. He's predatory in how he behaves. So keep that in mind. He's very open. He motions himself to the other person that he's talking to across the table. He's a happy guy. He's dealing with people that he likes.
Thank you very much, everybody. It's an honor to have BB and Sarah with us, friends of mine for a long time, and we had a tremendous success together. And I think it will only go on to be even greater success in the future. So
Trump starts talking immediately. The shenanigans stop with the person across the table. Jaw goes tight, shoulders square up, back is straight, and he starts using his eyes a lot. Not necessarily moving his head a lot, but his eyes a lot. The other thing that you will see with Hegseth is that he has positioned himself behind the people at the table. So Trump's leaned forward. The other guy, believe it's Ratcliffe, on the other side of him is much more forward. And Hegseth has put himself further back. And that's that predatory mind, that soldier. He's behind everyone, surveying. And because he's put himself behind them, these are not appropriately called combat allies. These are not people that he relies on in a fight. He's on his own, and he behaves, body language-wise, on his own.
it's really nice to have you at the White House. It's nothing like the White House, and it's great to have you both and all of your wonderful people, Ron. We've worked together for a long time, and we've done well together. We had a great time.
Working with these people, great time, blah, blah, blah. Jaw tightens up even more. Bottom lip goes up, buttoning it shut. We're together for a long time. What's wrong, Hegseth? What is it that you don't want to say? Because again, the one thing that this White House is very good at is keeping a lid on the intel.
I would say it's a lot of work, but we had a great result recently, and we're going to have a lot of great results, so it's great to have you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so as we continue to look at Hegseth, we had a lot of great results recently, and we get nothing. No positive movement. Now, he is very capable of doing positive movements, especially on things he agrees with, on Trump. But there's something in here I was like, uh-oh, oh no.
I want to express the appreciation and admiration, not only of all Israelis, but of the Jewish people, and many, many admirers around the world for your leadership of the free world, your leadership of a just cause, and the pursuit of peace.
I'm sorry, I have to cut this off right now, but it's crazy watching Hegseth as he scans the room with his eyeballs. Oh, talk about predatory.
And security, which you are leading in many lands, but now especially in the Middle East.
That part he agreed on. You see the eyes close, a slight movement in the head in the positive of what Trump is leading.
We have great opportunities. The president has an extraordinary team, and I think our teams together make an extraordinary combination to meet challenges and seize opportunities. But the president has already...
Now that part, again, you do not see the positive movement at all when BB says, our teams together. So there's no agreement there. And these are the little things. It's like, what do you agree on? What do you accept? Nothing. I'm sorry, we just stopped it on like a part of Ratcliffe in a still moment. He just looks like a fool. Just, okay, keep going.
Realized great opportunities. He forged the Abraham Accords. He's forging peace as we speak in one country and one region after the other. So
I stopped it too late, but he forged the Iran Accords, Hegseth, positive facial movements for agreeing with that statement. So just a pattern that we are seeing and that I'm hoping to show you, that when he agrees, he's showing he's agreeing. So when we see nothing, we'll assume that it's a disagreement.
I want to present to you, Mr. President, the letter I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee. It's nominating you for the Peace Prize, which is well-deserved, and you should get it.
Thank you very much.
I don't know what that is meaning. Oh, I've got to watch it again, though.
I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee. It's nominating you for the Peace Prize, which is well-deserved, and you should get it.
It's nominating you for the Nobel Peace Prize. Oh, what word does that go on?
President, the letter I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee.
So we see happiness right there instantly, so as it's identified of what it is.
It's nominating you for the Peace Prize, which is well-deserved, and you should get it.
Which is well-deserved. Believe me, look, a little bit of the going back in the neck, along with the positive in the head movement. So Hegseth agrees Trump is the man when it comes to this peace stuff.
Thank you very much. This I didn't know. Wow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Coming from you in particular, this is very meaningful. Thank you very much, Bibi.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you. It's great.
We see the jaw flex right after Trump sits there and says, coming from you, this is meaningful. And then we see the stare out. It looks like a stare down, but he's not staring at anyone in particular. So we're looking at some memory here, whatever it is, and it's tied to emotion.
Honor. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it.
President, have you spoken with any of the families of the victims of Texas flood? And can you talk about what you would like to do when you travel there on Friday?
Well, we're going to just make it as comfortable as possible for the state of Texas. They have a great governor. They have wonderful senators. They have wonderful representatives, and we're going to work together with them. And we have been working really very hard. This whole table has been working. That was a terrible event. You saw that, baby, where Texas was just absolutely so badly hurt by something that was a big surprise late in the evening. So we'll be working with the governor and all of the people of Texas.
Mr. President,
We'll be going on Friday.
Mr. President, there was a security incident in northern Gaza today, right around the time that the Prime Minister was meeting with Secretary of State, Mr. Steve Witkoff. Does that, and a number of IDF soldiers reportedly have been injured, possibly killed, does that in any way put a wrinkle in ceasefire negotiations with Hamas?
I don't think so. They want it. They want to meet and they want to have that ceasefire. So I don't think so. Steve, could you respond to this? You know about it?
Well, I think it's terribly unfortunate. Terribly unfortunate. We were just talking about it, how tragic it is, but we have an opportunity to finally get a peace deal, Mr. Prime Minister, as we discussed, and I'm hopeful for it very quickly.
Mr. President, Prime Minister.
So we're letting that play. He's got a real opportunity for this peace deal from the gentleman, and Hegseth's response is to look down in a way. He doesn't want to look at anyone. I don't know why this peace deal gives him that mindset and avoidance of eye contact. Because logically speaking, when you're avoiding eye contact and you have a moral code that you're trying to uphold, you don't like looking at people you're deceiving.
More or less final offer. Look, we're always subject to negotiate something that's fair, but we've talked to most of the countries, and pretty much they've had their way for many, many decades, as you know. And it was time that we just wanted fairness. This is not really equitable from our standpoint because it's just a small token by comparison to the damage that's been done over the years. But we had no other president that was willing to do this. I did it in my first term with China and others. We took in hundreds of billions of dollars of tariffs. No inflation, the most successful period of time that we've ever had financially in the country. The first term, I think this term's going to be much better, even much better than that. That was the best ever, and this is going to be, I think, substantially better. And we're on the way to doing that. We've already taken in over $100 billion worth of tariffs, and we haven't even started. And all I say to the other countries is, you know, some of them wanted to make a deal and want to be fair. Others perhaps got a little bit spoiled. They were a little bit spoiled because for 30, 40 years, 50 years, they were taking advantage of the country. So we're going to, I would say, final, but if they call with a different offer and if I like it, we'll do it. I would say firm. No, I would say firm, but not 100% firm. If they call up and they say, would like to do something a different way, we're going to be open to that. But essentially, that's the way it is right now, yeah.
Mr. President, is your Palestinian relocation plan still on the table? Is there a plan? Has there been any progress in finding countries to accept?
Maybe why don't I let you answer that question?
Mr. President,
Wait a minute, wait, he's got to answer the question.
I think President Trump had a brilliant vision. It's called free choice. You know, if people want to stay, they can stay. But if they want to leave, they should be able to leave. It shouldn't be a prison. It should be an open place and give people a free choice. We're working with the United States very closely about finding countries that will seek to realize what they always say, that they want to give the Palestinians a better future. And those who, and I think we're getting close to finding several countries, and I think this will give, again, the freedom to choose. Palestinians should have it, and I hope that we can secure it close by.
And we've had great cooperation from surrounding Israel, surrounding countries, great cooperation from every single one of them. So something good will happen. Brian, did you have something?
Mr. President, you've mentioned before you want to go down as your legacy as the peacemaker. Are we in the last chapter of closing out peace amongst this conflict now and all the other ones that you're working on?
Well, I hope so. Look, we did a job with India and Pakistan and Serbia.
This reporter's asking him about being the peacemaker. And now we're back to Hegseth, avoiding everyone and looking down. Oh, it gets worse.
Kosovo, and Rwanda, and the Congo, and this was all over the last 3 weeks or so, Marco, right? We did, and others that were ready to fight, and we stopped a lot of fights. I think a very big one, frankly, a very, very big one.
We stopped a lot of fights. It goes down, down, it's going lower. Just crawl under the table, dude. Just crawl under it.
It was India and Pakistan, and we stopped that over trade. We're dealing with India and we're dealing with Pakistan, and we say we're not going to be dealing with you at all if you're going to fight. And they were maybe.
I guess he can hold his head up on India and Pakistan.
At a nuclear stage, they're both, nuclear powers. And I think stopping that was very important. We're trying to help out with a Biden-created monster, this whole thing that's happening with Russia and Ukraine. It's a horrible thing, and I'm not happy with President Putin at all. But this is something that would have never happened if I were president. This was a war that was never going to happen. Go ahead, Brian.
So we see some slight positive on Putin. It's like the brain hears it, not happy with Putin at all. And he's trying to sit there and think, going through, oh, okay, I agree with that. Then it's a little delayed in his, oh yeah, I agree. But he agrees. So whatever Putin has done obviously, he's done something that even Hegseth can agree with.
To say, how would you address your critics that in the election they said that you would cause the next World War III, when in fact you're solving.
You would cause the next World War III. Slight smile. And now we're back to hiding.
I'm stopping wars. And I hate to see people killed. Like, as an example, Ukraine and Russia. They're not Americans there being killed.
Now, I haven't really commented on everything Hegseth has been saying. I'm stopping wars. There's no agreement there. We're still slightly down.
They're not Israeli that are being killed. These are all Russians and all Ukrainians. But it's 5,000, maybe 7,000 last week, 7,500 last week, mostly soldiers.
Now we're starting to see really deep breaths come through. These are just Russians and Ukrainians. Like he's going to hyperventilate. Like, dude, you really got to wonder now, what is going on? For those of you who have not been paying attention, I mean, I know there's videos out there of foreigners fighting with the Ukrainians. Everything that you could think of. UK, Americans. Maybe that's why Hegseth is doing the deep breathing, because he knows. But something there gave him a lot of stress for that to come out.
But people in towns and cities that are getting hit, but mostly death is mostly soldiers. Now, so they don't come from here, but it's 7,000 last week souls. And if I can stop that, you know, they have parents and they have sisters and brothers and getting married, and who knows, they're just people, but they're souls. And if I can stop a war, you know, because I have an ability to do so, I'm disappointed, frankly, that President Putin hasn't stopped. I'm not happy about it either.
Mr. President, on the Iran talks, can you say if you've scheduled the next round of Iran talks, and then also on strike?
We have scheduled Iran talks, and they want to talk. They took a big drubbing, I think, when we hit the three sites, really. I would say the three sites, not just the one. The one was a big one, and it was deep in granite, and it was obliterated. It turned out the Atomic Energy Commission said it is obliterated. I would just want to take our hats off to those incredible flyers, the people that flew that big machine, and frankly, the mechanics and everybody else. I mean, they had zero. They flew for 37 hours.
I don't even need to say it. You see where the positive is in this one and where it is not.
Hours with zero problem mechanically. I mean, when you think in carrying the biggest bombs ever, the biggest bombs that we've ever dropped on anybody, when you think non-nuclear, and we want to keep it non-nuclear, by the way. But they did a phenomenal job. It was an amazing job. And I think that was, I was talking to Bibi about it before, that was the very beginning of the end. It ended very quickly after.
I don't know why, but I was hoping that there'd be something. We want to keep it non-nuclear. It's like, okay, biggest bombs. He's sitting there saying that. Hegseth says nothing. Keeps going on about these giant bombs. Then he goes into non-nuclear. Hegseth says nothing. Absolutely nothing. So is this the mind going, you shall stay still and give nothing away? Because he's talking about military hardware. Oh, yeah, military hardware. Brain go blank. Or is it? We want to keep it non-nuclear. Why can't he even be positive in that one? What's the issue here? Why can't, oh yeah, we don't want to go nuclear. That's bad. What's wrong with you people? I want to sit there, just curiosity's sake, Rubio and Ratcliffe.
We've ever dropped on anybody, when you think non-nuclear, and we want to keep it non-nuclear, by the way. But they did a phenomenal.
Nobody. That's crazy. Even Ratcliffe is uncomfortable about keeping it non-nuclear. What in the world? I hope you guys got some iodine tablets. I mean, yeah, I'm saying it jokingly, but maybe not. Jeez. Anyways, let's go to the part that scares the hell out of me.
Job. It was an amazing job. And I think that was, I was talking to Bibi about it before, that was the very beginning of the end. It ended very quickly after that. I don't want to say what it reminded me of, but if you go back a long time ago, it reminded people of a certain other event. And Harry Truman's picture is now in the lobby, in a nice location in the lobby where it should have been, but that stopped a lot of fighting. And this stopped a lot of fighting. When that happened, it was a whole different ballgame.
On future Iran strikes, what can you say, what might make you have the desire to do another strike on Iran?
Another what?
Another strike on Iran.
I hope we're not going to have to do that. I can't imagine wanting to do that. I can't imagine them wanting to do it. They want to meet. They want to meet. They want to work something out. No, they're different. They're very different now than they were 2 weeks ago.
Is there a date yet, sir, for the Iran talks, or a city? Do you know when and where the next round of Iran talks will be?
Well, I can tell you. I'd rather not say, but you'll be reading about it tomorrow or seeing it tomorrow.
Mr. President, what is the holdup currently in a ceasefire with Hamas?
In which?
In the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, what's currently the holdup?
I don't think there is a holdup. I don't think there's a holdup. I think things are going along very well. They just, left each other, and it was not a pleasant period of a few days. It was a little longer than a few days, but this was not a pleasant period of time. And, we were, at the end, 14 missiles were shot, and every single missile was shot out of the air. It was pretty amazing. That was sort of the end. And they told us they were coming and where they were and what time they were coming. And they said, if you'd like to have a different time, we'll do that. And that's respect when they do that. I appreciated that they did that. There was no surprise. We got the soldiers out of the base in Qatar, in this case. But they knew they were coming. 14 missiles were coming. 1 o'clock, they said, would you like to make it later? I said, no, let them come at 1 o'clock. And at 1 o'clock, everybody was, as you know, over 5,000 people left the base. And we had 3 gunners and 3 assistants. And out of the 14 that were shot, all 14 were knocked down. And that was the end. That was about it. And we had a rough time, but sometimes you need the rough time in order to get. I think things are going to be really settled down a lot in the Middle East, and they respect us, and they respect Israel. They respect a lot of things that took place. Nobody's ever seen equipment like what we sent over to knock out those sites. But when those sites were knocked out, it essentially that was the end.
Do you think that there can be a two-state solution that creates an independent?
I don't know. I'd ask Bibi that question. You have the greatest man in the world to answer that age-old question, two-state. Go ahead. You give him your honest answer.
I think Palestinians should have all the powers to govern themselves, but none of the powers to threaten us. And that means that certain powers, like overall security, will always remain in our hands. Now, that is a fact. And no one in Israel will agree to anything else because we don't commit suicide. We want life, we cherish life for ourselves, for our neighbors. And I think we can work out a peace between us and the entire Middle East with President Trump's leadership. And by working together, I think we can establish a very, very broad peace.
And there's your money. That entire speech out of Bibi's mouth made the other side of the table extremely nervous. Freak Radcliffe is over here praying to God. Bibi's wife knows it's impossible. Look at the eyes she's cutting at Trump. She's watching him like a hawk, just like we are.
Thanks for watching.